We did do one last year. I participated more with this one, involved in stitching and the tatting in this quilt session than I did in the other. So
you said the tatting or tatting? What is that?
Tatting a quilt.
What is that?
Okay, that is basically taking your thread and your needle, going down in a section, going down again, and then you have so much on each side, and you tie it once and you tie it twice to make a knot which holds it in the material. So in whatever design that's used. That's a old type. I'm going to say way back in the day when families used to have old woolen quilt material or material from old pants and coats that they sewed together, and they used old feed sacks and they would sew it together to make the back and the front. They were really warm, but they were really, really heavy because of the woolen material. But they were warm. Back then it was fireplaces, coal heaters, and so that's what they needed.
Is this something that you learned on your own, or was it something you were taught?
I watched and learned. My mother and my aunts and other family members would come to our house and put a quilt up in a day. They would use the four, like 2x4 sections that was cut in half. They used two 3-inch, 1x3-inch pieces of wood that would be at the length of the quilt, a little longer because you had to put the clamps on the end and clamp the four sides together, put the bolts down in and bolt it down where it wouldn't move, and string it to the ceiling. And when you finished up this section, we used the fan quilt. We also use the straight stitches across. And when we finished out as far as our arms would reach, then we would roll it up, which would leave that space at the end, and you would kind of walk and sit with the roll until we finished. If we had 2 or 3 persons on the other side, they would be quilting toward us. And then at the end, we would just take turns until we finished all the way across. When we were finished, then it was basically taking it off, then stitching up the binding on each side all the way around. Quilt's done. Good old day on a Monday. Build a fire in the cook stove or in the heater, or if you had a fireplace, you'd have a good warm fireplace to work under. Lunchtime or supper time, you'd have sweet potatoes. You take it out of the wrapped up newspapers that was in sand in a barrel, and you would stick it under the ashes under the fireplace, and they would bake. Whenever done, quick meal. Bake sweet potatoes under a fireplace. Yes. So that's fun part. You could put soup beans on the coal stove, so they could cook all day while you're working all day. Have your ham hocks and whatever else in there, the whole meal. Even bake the Irish potatoes under the fireplace. Fry your cornbread when you finish with the soup beans. You've got your meal. Everybody goes home happy, done. So that's the fun part. Children get under the quilt. Don't get under that quilt. Stay out from under there. Source, you know, when you stick your needles down in the quilt, do you want to get stuck? So that's the run under and stay out. Children will play though. So that was the fun part. And you better get up under there. Don't get under there. Fun part of it. So.
Were you one of the children that got...
Oh, no. Oh, no. I was the one who was either helping to stitch or better have the others in the other room somewhere and made sure that everything stayed right. Nope.
So you said that basically the quilt would be done in a day, pretty much.
It could be done in a day or two, depending upon how many you had to stitch and sew.
What was the need, I guess, for to get it done as quickly? Now we look at it. I mean, we might work.
It's not exactly quickly, but if there was the need, yes. But it was a time of gathering for the women to get together to talk about things, and it was a gathering to kind of, I want to say, enjoy each other's company, still provide needs for the family, because whoever needed, we come together to do that. So, but yes.
You brought a quilt with you today. What's the story behind that quilt?
My mother, even my dad, were quilters all of my life that I knew. And in her last year, particularly her last year, she wanted her children, plus as many grandchildren, to have quilts that she had made. So we spent time stitching pieces together that she had gathered and hadn't completed. And I put them on, pinned them, rolled them in, and then each evening after work, I would come up and thread the needles. And I would stick the needles down the quilt. So when she finished with one, she would start with the other. So we completed several pieces to make quilts together, and I don't remember now exactly how many. But on the last quilt, which was mine, had to get everybody taken care of. But she called me at work. She was laughing, having the biggest time. I thought, now what in the world is wrong with you? And she said, I don't have to work today. I said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? You don't have to work today. She said, well, you got to work, but I don't have to work. I said, okay, so what makes you think you don't have to work? She said, you didn't thread me no needles. So I had left, and usually 4 or 5 long double strands of thread I would leave stretched down the quilt. And while I was going to work during the day, she would quilt. And so I had not threaded her needles. And so we laughed about that one, but I made sure that she had threaded needles before I left after that. But it was something that we shared together as mother-daughter friends. Mothers are not friends with their daughters, but they are, and they can be. And so there comes a time in mother-daughter life, mother, dad, mom, daughter, a time in their life that the daughter or son can come to a point that they can talk reciprocally with their parents. They are then adults and can share experiences because they are now adults. And it's no longer child and parents. And for us, me, I was able to do that. And that meant a lot to me in my growing up. It was always yes, ma'am. No, sir. Yes, sir. There was no yeah. And it was a respectful time for parents and their child, who is now an adult. And a lot of times, children don't have that. And even as an adult, that respect and love is not there. But for us, it was a growing up time that was met, and I appreciated that. So, in coming to this quilt, my number 6 daughter chose this quilt. I do not have a name for it, but it was sewn far back enough in time that it was made from a feed sack. And as you can see, it is worn. Well, when she chose it, took it away, and her son, children, they have little dogs, and Rocky, which is a love of my life as well. He is my caregiver when he comes. He has to come and gets his love and pets. So he chewed it. And from what I understand, this happens. So she brought it to me with tears in her eyes. Mama, can you fix it? So Mama's gonna fix it. I thought of several ways to do that because Mom also crocheted quite a bit. So I thought I can sew with invisible tape all the way across, and I could start there and crochet. And once I get it crocheted, then I can crochet all the way to the top. And when I get to the strands, I can make loops and crochet it within the quilt and connect it, reconnect it, and then it will be crochet at the top, which is fine and dandy because there's many designs you can use. But at the same time, this daughter in particular is a silky person. The child that, you know, petted and rubbed the pantyhose, you know, on your legs. So I came up with Mom's shawl. And it is the perfect piece because it is silky. It already has the fringes on the end. And this is wide enough. I will cut it first, half, and then it is wide enough to cover both front and back and be the binder or the head part or the foot part, either way, and it's silky. And she, you know, when she says, Mama, I want you to fix it. And that's something we haven't always had. And I have gone to her to help. She has come back home to, I'm going to say, change and develop her profession, while at the same time brought her children, her child, for us to care for, so that she could come back home and to get that foundation to sail again, and has done well. And now that can come back to me and say, Mama, will you help me? Will you do this for me? So my children have, and I share this because I think of the person that I am. I have worked and gone to school and had a bunch of children. I didn't say how many. And even when I had 8. Then when I had those 8, I went out and adopted. And I say we, my husband and I, adopted 3, took in 2 more to take care of. And he was disabled. He had muscular dystrophy. He was a Vietnam veteran, the whole 9 yards of everything. So they tended more to him and how he was cared for and his needs. And I always felt like I didn't need them. He needed them more than I did. So I was out and away from the home in my own independent life. I have always been independent. And so when they were caring for him or would get next to him, they would look at me and they would smile. And of course, he would wink and blink and everything. And I thought, okay, yeah, that's all right, And it was heartwarming to me. And when he passed away, it was a lonesome time. But it was a time of, now Daddy's gone, and we want to take care of you. I said, well, you take care of what for? And it tends to go to, I have taken care of elderly people, and I have taken care of newborn babies in the nursery. And so I thought the people in the middle took care of themselves. They did what they're supposed to do and went on. But that was not so. So they become to be taken care of Mama. So,
as she's your daughter, as a child, you felt both privileged and maybe it was your duty to help her.
yes.
But then as an adult, now it changes from that to she's asked you to fix something, and it goes from more privilege and enjoyment
Yes.
than a requirement, I guess.
Because she's asking me
Yeah.
to do it for her.
Yeah.
Yes.
She could take care of herself.
Yes.
If today's kids, they could watch a YouTube video, and they may not do a good job. They might be able to figure it out enough to sew something together. But
Yes.
that's not the same as asking Mom for help.
Yeah.
And then, you as a mother, hearing that from your daughter, that's a profound effect.
I'm now at home. So.
Emily, you're being aged. And she has to call you the 3rd time. She might be loud. Everybody attention. Going in the dark room.
Well, I was gonna walk it up there, but I was gonna have us open it up and just walk it up there. But she really outdid herself on this quilt,
What
and
is she
once
tonight?
again, she caught the vision, and without me telling her, I forgot to tell her I wanted an all-over pattern, but she went above and beyond on this, and it was worth the time. She said it was worth the time. It was worth the effort. It was a little bit harder, but she just went out of her way on this one.
Everybody close your eyes.
Yeah, y'all close your eyes.
Close your eyes. Jane don't peep. Close your eyes.
And y'all can't be posting nothing yet now.
But I can take a picture, but just not
Yeah.
post it. Yeah.
You take that's the top.
When can I post it?
After the museum posts.
Okay, I'll watch
Let the
it.
museum post, and
All right.
then
When can we open our eyes?
here, y'all come around this way.
Yeah,
Y'all come
I
around
just
this way.
love that. I just saw it. She showed
Oh, we
me.
still can't open our eyes?
We've eaten too much that here with our.
really.
He's shifting us around like this.
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all.
Man.
Close your eyes.
It's too late to close eyes.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, I love the way she did
Beautiful.
around the welcome to Hazard.
She did a custom border, and And it's just really
I cut
stretchy.
out the crown. That's my crown up there. My crown looking good.
Look at that.
Oh, my crown. You just doing yourself. You just pat yourself on the back.
Oh, honey,
Thank you, girl.
Just ask her, she'll
Emily and Kay, look at me, okay, and smile. Okay.
I did the 606.
We got
We gotta hold it tight, top tight, there you go.
I did the 606.
That is.
Way more than what I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first saw the welcome to hazard sign, I thought, this needs livened up, but I had no idea it was gonna get that lively. I love that greenery that you put in that
know.
white. I just love that.
The different colors. Look how it matches.
I know, the brick, I know, Kay is so good at picking out those colors.
That's amazing.
Post it on this.
I'm not posting no right up. Make it look. It's all in there.
And
didn't
even
wanna
the
go too
back of
fast
it.
either.
Look at the back. Even the back is just as gorgeous. You see the pattern she used.
Oh, yeah. Wow, yes,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
Wow.
Look at the big leaves and all the big foliage she put on there.
Oh, yeah, that's a quilt in itself, isn't it? Too bad
Yeah.
it's gonna be hanging, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, yeah.
It almost looks like a copper thread or something.
looks like
Is it where it's reflecting in the light or something?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
What color is that thread?
It looks like it's a tan.
Yeah, just like
Copper.
he was saying, like a copper.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there is triangle parking.
Valentine's Day weekend 2025 was anything but romantic in eastern Kentucky. WYMT meteorologists Eric Dean and Megan Dusmall were on the air for hours February 15th and 16th as National Weather Service offices issued dozens of flood warnings.
Now we have some active rescues being reported.
Hi, I'm Sandy Hurt, and I'm co-owner of Appalachian Quilt with my sister Sheridan. We live in Hazard, Kentucky, and we have just moved since the flood, and our address is 3430 North Main Street, Hazard, Kentucky.
Okay. And tell me, going back to that day that the flood came and you heard about the waters rising, what were some of the first thoughts in your mind?
Well, we knew it was going to maybe get to the store, but it hadn't in a while, so we really just didn't foresee that it was going to get as deep as it did. So we moved like all of our bottom shelves up, which is probably about 3 foot. And we thought we'd probably be safe, and then we weren't because it got up higher than that. So it got like 2 whole shelves high and ruined everything in its path. So
tell me about your recovery. How has your recovery process been?
well, it's been slow. We had planned on going back in the building we were in, and up until 2 weeks ago, we actually thought we were, because we'd been talking to the lady that, I don't know if she's the landlord or she's just the one that handles the money. And she had told us we could go back in. They wanted us back in. So we've been working on both places, really, cleaning them out and trying to get going. And then we found out 2 weeks ago they're doubling their rent so that we couldn't go back there. So that now we've had to find another building, which is where we are now. And our landlord is great. She's been really good with us. We've been working 2 weeks on this one, and we've repainted, we've put new carpet in, and it's just a little devastating if you've never been through the flood. My sister lost her house, and I guess until it hits you, you don't really fully understand. You know, you're just kind of in shock for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but it's gone well down here, and we're tickled to death that we're finally got the doors open. We've not got our internet straightened out yet, but other than that, we're in pretty good shape.
Okay, great. Now we're going to go to you. Your name?
My name is Sheridan Sparkman, and I'm co-owner with my sister Sandy. We are here because the community wants us here. It would be much fun if it was just she and I. It's not our business, her and I. It's the community's business. And as long as the community wants us here, that's what we want to do. We want to be here. The flood for me was, well, I really can't describe it. I remember us having a forecast of 3 days, and we kind of were just mumbling about what are we going to do, how high up should we clear our shelves. Finally, we played around with that, and we watched the water come up in our parking lot. And Pam, what's her last name?
Morgan.
Pam Morgan. She pulled her shoes and socks off and went out into the parking lot to clear a drain, because we thought, we could control nature, I guess. You keep wanting to hang around your building because you want to control things. Mm-hmm. But the water still kept getting a little higher road level, and then it was backing up into our parking lot and into our store. And we were there to the last minute. Mm-hmm. And that night, we had to go over, if you're familiar with Hazard, we went over to the old CVS building or the Hal Rogers building, and we would watch from the bypass that water get higher and higher, and it till 3 in the morning. And when it got halfway, it just takes your heart. It really does. And it was really devastating, actually. Yeah. And nobody can predict what a flood will do. We thought we predicted well enough and planned well enough, and you can never predict what a flood will do. But we're not sorry for ourselves. We are glad it wasn't worse, and we felt like we could come back. And when that water receded that Sunday morning, as soon as our cars could get in that parking lot, we started salvaging everything we possibly could, but we lost a lot.
If the community, though, and our friends had not helped us, we would have been in big trouble. We just had so many people reach out to us, and it's bad, but you feel blessed at the same time. You know, there's a lot of blessings comes out of tragedies, and we realized that because I thought, you know, people just don't help each other anymore. But then when this happened, they proved me totally wrong. They came in and they helped us, and we'll be forever grateful for that.
Hundreds of hours of labor pulling up wet carpet that my sister and I couldn't even pack. We couldn't even drag it across the floor. Men, football teams,
People driving by just stopped.
we had a couple of teachers that said, y'all need help. They saw the women spraying the parking lot off, the mud, so much wouldn't get tracked in, and they just, strangers. And that's kind of what happens here in Eastern Kentucky, I think. We kind of try to help each other, and they definitely did. And saying thank you, it can't describe how grateful you feel in your heart.
Yeah. And the quilt shop, you know, what it means to the community, it has become to the community, a gathering place, a place of fellowship and fun, and you know, I think you know, that's one of the things that why the community came together to help, because they feel like this is their place.
Yes, they definitely let us know we want you here, and like I said, as long as you are wanting us here, we're here. But yeah. We never dreamed that it would take off to mean so much to others. Yeah. And we're happy about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're glad Carolyn started it, and we wound up with it. And you know, she calls and checks on us, and we're just blessed. We feel very blessed.
Yeah.
I guess it's the times we're into. You know. Seem like since the pandemic, people have been looking for a little hobby or looking for something to kind of to do with their hands. And for people who like to work with their hands, they find that quilting fits right in with that. And what they don't know, we'll try to find out for them. And what we don't know, they find out for us. So we work and feed off each other. Nobody knows everything. But it's fun troubleshooting and finding out, solving the problem.
And we've met so many friends that will be lifelong friends, and people we never would have met before. People that's just said, come in and said, you know, this has saved our life because we were very depressed. We were sitting at home, and this has meant so much to us. And, you know, that makes you want to go on. Yeah. Makes you want to go on because there's days that are hard, but when somebody says that, it's just all worth it.
Yeah. And, you know, it's not just quilting. You know, it's learning a skill to make a tote or a purse or anything that you can think of. Placemat.
Curtains.
And when we get lined out, I want to start the clothing section. May not be for everybody, but for those that just want to do it and learn, you know, I have skills that I can offer, and we'll work it out.
My name's Pam Morgan, and I work here for Sandy and Sheridan. And I just wanted to add to what they had said. After the flood, when we had so much fabric with no place to put it because our store was so mucky, the Catholic Church, Lori at the Mother of Good Counsel Church in Hazard, Kentucky, they let us load into an apartment they keep there for retreats. It's a 2-bedroom apartment, and they've let us stay there since the flood, which was Valentine's Day. We have been up there selling just like it's a store. We've had our lives up there. Without that opportunity, I'm not sure we could have stayed open, you know, and done what we've done here, because we could still make some money while we were closed. And that was just one more blessing that we had, that we will I don't think we'll ever be able to repay that, because it's you can't put a price tag on that kind of Generosity, right.
We thank you all for your donation and
Everybody
means a
that
lot.
donated. We've not had time to get back with everybody, but we appreciate it so much. Any donations, anybody that just stepped or come through those doors and said, we're just checking on you all. I mean, we had people stop in the street. Well, you know, I'm really sorry. I mean, they held up traffic. We're really sorry, you know, and we'll be in, and it's just been
Oh
amazing.
yeah, without the help that the community help, we
would have been closed.
we would not. Yeah.
Yeah. But we really do appreciate everything that everybody's done for us.